Hey guys, it's time for that final update. Merry Christmas, and I hope you guys have a happy new year. I'm here to announce that I'm finally finished assembling these armatures, and I can't thank you enough for your patience. I know it's taken so much longer than I originally anticipated, and hopefully the updates have explained a little bit as to why some of those delays occurred. But as I also explained, a lot of it just had to do with my personal life and things just pulling me away from the project. And so I really have no good excuse. It's all been just difficulty managing everything that's been going on. The Armature 9 product line is obviously an ongoing project of mine as well, and business for that has continued to grow. And so it's been keeping me pretty busy. But I'm just so excited to be able to add this to the line of products. The Armature 10 series is going to be something that really enhances the Armature 9 series, because you'll be able to buy a full set, a fully articulated figure from the A9 series, and then if you wanted to combine in a more realistic torso, a more realistic head, more realistic forearms, and so forth. And so you'll be able to go the other way around too. Order one of these, an Armature 10 figure, and then attach maybe you wanted articulated hands instead of the stiff hands that you have with this series. And so I'm really excited to finally be done with this. Wanted to show you guys a video of me standing next to these and talk a little bit about some things that you might want to consider as you're working with the figure. So one of the biggest challenges I think this product brought upon me was that combining the nature of articulation with 3D scanned geometry made it so that there were volumes that were always in the way of the articulation getting fully to where I wanted to. Now I knew this from the beginning, but it just became more difficult to work with as I started to work with real volumes, real three-dimensional volumes. Especially in the torso, neck area as it relates to the head, and also the pelvis area, in particular the glutes and the legs. And so the Armature 10 series will never have the same range of motion as the Armature 9 series. That I knew from the beginning. The goal for this, however, was to get to a good have a decent enough range of motion that you could get into most poses you need for art reference. So, walking poses, arms out, arms up, arms across, right? And some of these things you have to kind of get clever with how you're moving that ball joint around the socket, moving it over and forward and things like that. So if you want to get the legs to come out, you can't just pull it out, you kind of have to loop it around and get it out that way. And then you could twist this if you want to, create like a split leg position and things like that. This is actually very reminiscent of the way the A9 dolls were designed very early on. The legs had a similar joint design. The other thing, and this is mostly relevant to those of you who ordered variants, is that I don't know if you saw it in the update, but the variants are going to come with this attachment already in place, so that you can just pull it out and pull another variant back in. Now when you do that, just be sure that you pull it out and push it in straight rather than torque it out or twist it out, because that could damage or break the wooden portion. Same with the leg. This has been a major scope increase in the project. Initially, people who ordered the variants were just going to get the wooden portion, but then you'd have to unassemble this entire knee assembly and reattach it. I figured that would just take too long, and given how much you guys have been waiting, I decided that would be a nice thing to do. Just include the entire assembly with every single variant. So even though I'm going to be shipping all of these in the next week, so you might get it in time for the new year, or soon after, the variants, those who ordered variants, those individual pieces will come in a separate package later on. Other than that, I'm just thrilled about the way this looks. Every once in a while I see how light hits the figure. I'm like, wow, that's I can tell it's a real person miniaturized on my table. And the kind of reference that this is going to provide artists is completely invaluable. My hope moving forward is to expand the Armature 1.0 series to include a variety of body types, from musculature to overweight to tall and short, various age groups and ethnicities and genders, and hopefully just keep expanding. All of these, most of these foot variants have magnets too, which is great because you can more easily pose them on a metal surface. And I'm also going to be including platforms with all of these ballerinas. Now they do have a universal tripod adapter on the back, so if you have a tripod stand or anything that uses that kind of a screw type, you can attach it to the ballerina. I do sell clip stands that attach, and so you can clip them onto the side of your desk and attach them. Most of you got the ballerinas between the $30 to $50 price range. Once these go live on our storefront, they will cost closer to $100. So you guys scored big time there. And just thrilled about the fact that we now have molds. Obviously, the fundamental reason for the fundraising was to get molds, injection molds made for the product line, not only the Armature 1.0 series, but also the Armature 9 series. And so this has been phenomenal because not only has it made this product line much more sophisticated and stronger and better quality, but I'm able to use all of these pieces for the Armature 9 series as well. And so that product line has continued to grow thanks to your funding of this campaign. So onward and upward from here. I'd like to come out with more campaigns, maybe do a bodybuilder next. And if you guys want to help support that, I would love to have your support, or help spread the word would be great. I'm continuing to work on the Armature 9 series. Like I said, it's been something that's continued to grow and keep me busy. If you're wondering what the noise is in the background, that's a 3D printer currently making some pieces. And thank you so much for your patience. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I don't know what else to say. It's been a big learning experience working with 3D scan data and making it work with the existing joint designs. A lot of people have been confused actually about this series. They think it's superseding the Armature 9 series, but it isn't at all. These dolls will never be as articulated as the Armature 9 series. What these are offering the community is a set of pieces that are derived from actual 3D scan data of real people. And so you could, for instance, already own an Armature 9 doll, but want to have a more realistic head or torso or hands. So you could have more accurate lighting reference when you're working on your images. That's essentially the point of this. And also to expand our audience to people who are not really interested so much in articulation, but in just the visual beauty of the human figure. Because that's something the Armature 9 series doesn't really fully capture. It's very robotic, it's very kind of cold looking, but it creates beautiful articulation, and so the art is really in the pose. Here the art is really in the sculptural quality of the figure, and some of the pose, whatever life you can bring to it. And so they're really aiming at satisfying two different needs that I'm seeing in the market, but also doing it in such a way that you could combine the two and one can expand upon the other. So that's essentially the vision in a nutshell. And I'm just excited about what comes next. Stay tuned. If your address has changed since you filled out the surveys, please send me a message on Indiegogo, or you can email store@armature9.com and stay in touch, okay? I'll try to get these shipped out in the next few days and the variants soon after that. And thanks again. I really appreciate everybody's support, your patience. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Bye.